All right, I believe I'm live. I had to try to start the stream 3 times. Somebody give me a big shout out, and let me know you guys can hear me. Hey Frank, how you doing, bud? All right, so you see that Frank's got an extra ticket. Let me move that light. Somebody let me know if y'all can hear me or not. I don't know what that was all about. All right. So Frank's got an extra ticket. Can I pin that to the top? I don't know. Let me see. Dang, I cannot pin that to the top, which is interesting. All right, Frank, how you doing, buddy? All right, so we got the Sharks tonight. Everything's good. Everything is good. Hey, brother Gene, you can hear me okay? I had some technical difficulties. It took me 3 times to refresh the page to get the damn stream to start. I don't know what happened. Yo, Sweet Nirvana, how you doing, bud? How we doing? Everything's good. So let's see. The current temperature is 23 degrees with about a 20 to 30 mile an hour wind outside. It's so cold. Even Matthias, he's gone out like a couple of times today. He came back in within 5 minutes. The dog, even Fluffy, like after because Colin and I went outside with him for about 20 minutes before the football. After about 20 minutes, Fluffy stood up. He's like, hey, come on, my nuts are cold. I'm laying on this snow, so let's go back inside. So that's it's cold when it's too cold for a St. Bernard. And he's been inside laying near the heat the rest of the day. So, all right. Now, we do have one thing to discuss here, and that is the Spencer Knight thing. Now, I know they sent Knight down so that he can get some games during the All-Star break. Not a problem. I understand that. However, we have a back-to-back coming up with the second game of the back-to-back being at the Rangers. Hey, Matthew, how you doing, bud? So George Richards was reporting that it's possible that Johansson could get a start. And I think that's a bad idea. We're going to be fighting, scratching and clawing with the Rangers for possible home ice during the playoffs. I don't like the move. They should have waited. Unless they're guaranteeing that they're going to play Bob both games. There should be absolutely no chance of Johansson playing against the Rangers. That was just, they don't like it. Now, of course, Johansson to go out there and allow 1 goal and we'll win, right? All right, let's see. Chris. Now, I know that, okay, Chris, you're saying Brady is retired, but somebody else is reporting that Brady called the owner of the Bucs and said, I have not decided yet. That's the last. Somebody posted that. Vincent posted that to the Discord maybe about 10 minutes before we came on here. So I don't know. Why would that come out? Either way, I'm surprised, to be honest with you. I didn't see him retiring. SoFlo, what's good in the hood, man? Slightly sweet. Hey. Yeah, what's good in the hood is, like I said, it's 23 degrees. The low tonight is 12. It's going to be a below zero wind chill. Now, let me see. I don't know where Stu is. I haven't talked to him all day. Let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's see. Hey, you guys ready for this? This is what Stu just texted me. He says, I kind of effed myself. He says, I kind of effed myself. I'm at my friend's house for dinner. She hates sports and won't let me watch the game. I can't wait until I get home, so please keep me posted. Hold on a second. All right, so poor Stu is well, he may not be poor Stu. There may be a reason why. But he won't be watching the game until he gets home. All right, let's see. Matthew Jean, yeah, no. Johansson, you would have thought maybe he'd play against the Jackets, right? But Bob's going to play against the Jackets, obviously, because it's his former team. I don't understand it. I mean, I know we need space, but this is going to be a problem. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, I know that they want to give Knight the games during the All-Star break, but wait for after the Rangers game, for crying out loud. It just doesn't. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And now, that makes Johansson the backup, right? So what happens if something happens to Bob? We got to throw this guy out there on the ice. You're never going to get me be a fan of that. Hey, man, yeah, it's the weekend. We want 10, right? Jonathan, I agree with getting Knight the games during the All-Star break. Yeah, guys, Frank has an extra ticket for tonight. Frank has an extra ticket for tonight. So you all, right here, you can all just do the deed right here. Jonathan, I agree about Knight getting the games. We've got this back-to-back coming up with the second game being at the Rangers. And we're going to be fighting and scratching the claw with these teams for a home ice. Now, what if we lose to the Rangers because Johansson goes out there? He's not good. Look at his numbers. He's not good. And what if it just costs us 1 point, right? And that's the point that the Rangers use to be, having home ice instead of us in a series. I don't like it, man. So, Flo, that's the only way, right? That's the only way it's okay, man. So, yeah, we're going to have to play some shutdown D against Columbus so that Bob doesn't get worn out. I don't like it, man. I don't like it one bit. But that's just me. I don't have any say, right? And SoFlo, you're saying have faith in JoJo. Why? I mean that's a serious question. Like all I know about him is I saw his numbers and they're not good. That's all I know. So if you know something else, talk me off the ledge, man. Talk me off the ledge. Ryan Allen. All right, how you doing, bud? Thinking a big fat juicy scrumptious. I said that wrong, but it's a good enough word. 2 points, 6-2 final. Is Tippett still on the top line? You're in 11 below. Yeah. Hey man, I got you beat. I'm only 23 degrees, so that you're in pretty bad shape. I assume Tippett's still on the top line because Mammon went on IR, so that's 3 games. So if they put him on IR, most likely that means he's done until after the All-Star break. So we won the other game, the other day we played well, so I would assume Tippett's still on the top line. But you never know. You never know. When the guys post the lineups here, then we'll know, right? Hey, George, how you doing, buddy? I appreciate that. Let's see. Nerful. We saw how he dominated the Blue Jackets the first game. Let JoJo get a game. Hold on a second. Let JoJo get a game against the Blue Jackets to see how he is before the break. Nerful. All right. So first of all, Nerful, thanks for coming out, bud. Long time no see, brother. That would be if it wasn't Columbus, because Bob wants to play against Columbus, right? So I agree with you, but man, I don't think we should be giving guys games right now to see how they are. It's too tight, man. This conference is too tight. And y'all know damn well if Johansson goes in and we blow a game, you all know at the end of the season that's going to be the one that costs us. Then I'm going to have to make some damn rant video about it. I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about it. You know what I mean? I hope you're right, Jonathan Maldonado. I hope you're right. That's the only way. And yeah, he's already done it this season. Exactly. So I'm hoping that's what goes down. Yeah, Chris, Carolina is the most important upcoming game on the schedule right now. Is that back at home? Well, no, that's after the break. We've only got 3 more before the break. We've got tonight, and then we've got Columbus and the Rangers back to back on the road. And I think that's Monday and Tuesday. Somebody can correct me. and then that's it. Gators, Tim, how you doing, buddy? All right, all right, all right, all right. I appreciate that, bud. Appreciate that. Go, Cats, go. Absolutely, man. Beautiful. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. SoFlo says we're trying to sabotage the president's trophy chances. He don't know what he's doing. I'm not worried about that. I just want home ice for the Eastern Conference. That's what I want. You want Game 7 at Carolina at the Rangers? I'm not so afraid of at the Rangers, but Carolina, yeah, Chris is right there. But that's the Carolina game's after the break, unless I'm wrong there. Maybe maybe he plays better behind a Florida team than Colorado. All right. We're gonna have to find out, I guess. I don't know. I hated to see Knight sent down. I know the reasons why. I do get it, and he should get some games in. So, that's one thing. But dang, it sure would have been nice to maybe have just been able to keep Montembeault. But again, contracts being what they are. Anyway, maybe I'll feel different if JoJo gets into a game and he does well. Right now, all we know about him is his numbers, right? So that scares me a bit. Gene, can anyone see your post? I can see it. I can see you, buddy. Did you say something I missed? Let's see. Did you say something I missed? I don't want to ignore my brother Gene now. Yeah, you're saying Johansson is going to be. I hope he's not a disaster. That's all we can say is we hope he's not a disaster, man. All right, SoFlo, what do you do if you have hots for your friend's girlfriend? Asking for a friend. My brother Gene and I can speak to that exact situation. You want me to tell you what I would do, or you want me to tell you what you should do? Because those are two very different things. Those are two very different things. What you should do is take the L and realize, no, man, that's your boy's girl, and let it go. What I've done in the past, though, is not that. Not that. I'm not a nice person. Okay. I'm not a nice person. Don't let the fact that I play with puppets confuse anybody. I'm a Leo. I will eat you for breakfast. Okay. So what you should do is sing the Let It Go song. So that's what you should do. But do as I say, not as I do. Matthew, yeah, you don't want us to underestimate the Sharks. Very good point. Stu and I talked about that. It's a possible kind of a letdown game, right? And especially don't forget these games against these Western Conference teams that we don't play a lot. It's been chippy, right? It's been a lot of physical play. It's been pretty damn chippy. So, yeah, and Sharks got nothing to lose coming in here. So I expect a good game. I think it's going to be more physical than we would expect. All right, let's see. Gene says you've seen the numbers, and that's why you agree with me about Johansson, right? All right, let's see. Chris, as for tonight, you feel pretty confident. San Jose is not on our level, not even close. You expect our boys to blow off the doors this early. 6-1 Panthers. Somebody up above said 6-2. I'd be good with that. Right? We're going to know right away. Which team showed up. I hope you're right. Just come out, do like we did in Carolina. Just come out, boom, 4-0 at the end of the first. The crowd can start yelling, "We want 10," and just have fun the rest of the night. Jonathan Maldonado, yeah, you saw Kane sign with Edmonton. Thank God we didn't sign him. Rumored that we were interested. Man, we're rumored to be interested on everybody, right? I mean, really, when was the last time a top player was available or even thinking about being available that somebody didn't say and possibly Florida? They throw us out there for everybody. Mainly, I think, to drive up the price. Edmonton is desperate. I've seen some fans. I've seen a couple people say, "That's it. I'm not an Edmonton fan anymore." I wouldn't want them on our team. I wouldn't want them. We don't need them. Only a team that's going to be desperate and is going to be willing to put up with the backlash, right? But this is still sports, and I'm not saying it's right, but you know, uh, guys are going to get chances. Guys are going to continue to get chances, right? Jack Olson, thanks for coming out, bud. You're full on expecting a thorough spanking from the Cats. So I guess you're a Sharks fan. Well, I appreciate you coming out. Look, let's put it this way, Jack. You'll know early on which team shows up. If the Panthers come out of the locker room and they've decided to just turn it on from the start and try to bury the Sharks, that's going to work against any pretty much most of the teams. I mean, look, we buried the Canes 4-0 in the first period. We've done it to a couple of teams. That's what the Sharks are going to need to do. They're going to need to come out flying high and hope that we don't match, and then maybe you guys can get a cheap goal or two before we wake up. This Panthers team, man, there's been plenty of, especially the Western, especially like the Canadian teams came in here thinking, they were playing pretty well. And then they got we got a good team. It's a deep team, man. Sometimes it's not fair. Oh, somebody said Joe is playing tonight too. So I don't know about that lineup change. Somebody on the Discord said Joe is playing tonight, obviously, because it's the Sharks. So I don't know who's out. Probably, I would assume that maybe that means Luosterainen's out. Let's see. Tactical Nuke. Little did I know it's SoFlo's friend asking about SoFlo's girlfriend. All I'm saying is don't what would Jaws do? Do the opposite. Don't do it. That's all I can say. I can give you good advice, but not only because I've done the opposite. Just it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, man. All right, let's see. Oh, man, thank you, Brother Gene, for welcoming everybody. Jack, a few Huberdeau fantasy points won't hurt, right? Yeah, he's been on fire, man. He's absolutely been on fire. Before the season started, I made a video that said either Bennett or Huberdeau was going to get 100 points, and Huberdeau is going to prove me right. So, yeah, he's been great. Nerful, so Joe is in, Vetrano is out. Okay. All right, so they got him even playing wing. All right, that works. That works for sure, man. That's good. All right, let's see. Gene, you're saying you heard Yandel wants to re-sign with the Panthers? What? Hey, Jake, how you doing, buddy? Appreciate you coming out. Yeah, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, Jake. Who did you hear that from, Brother Gene? Oh, Yandel was a joke. All right. Don't joke like that, man. That's not. There's certain players you can't joke about. You can't joke about Yandel. You can't joke about Gabranson. Those two guys is too polarizing, right? Panther fans hear that name, and it's too triggering. Yo, Patrick, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, man? Thanks for coming out, bud. Jake, I think my brother might be on the porch with, he may be, you know what I mean? Oh man, let's see. Ryan, you're saying you're calling a Jumbo Joe power play goal tonight. All right. I'll take that. That's a good point, because when he plays, they put him on that first power play unit. It pisses me off. A lot of things this team does piss me off, and we keep winning anyway. Sometimes it pisses me off that they don't do enough to piss me off. I miss the rants. That's why I had to do that Lundell video, right? Right? It's got like 1,300 views, too. That Lundell video is doing good. All right, Patrick says, have I given Fluffy a bath lately? Well, that depends. Do you consider me washing him off in the bay? A bath? It's salt water. We go to the water so often that he very, very rarely gets a bath, because all of the shedding and everything he needs to do, he does in the water. Now, this time of the year, he don't get a bath because he won't go like to the bathtub. He won't let me do like the shower, the shower massager on him or anything. And we have a well. So the water coming out of there is about 35 degrees. So no. But maybe this spring when it warms up, I've been thinking about that actually, Patrick. Doing a sequel to how to give a St. Bernard a bath in 3 minutes or less. SoFlo, I'll be sure. No. SoFlo, it's not that we think JoJo's starting tonight, but we have Columbus and the Rangers back to back Monday and Tuesday. So either Bob's got to take them both, or and if you play Bob against Columbus because he's going to want to play against his former team, then you're going to throw Johansson out there who hasn't played since when against the Rangers. So the plan, now that I say that out loud, the plan has to be to just let Bobrovsky have all 3 games. It's got to be. So that means against Columbus, we better play some damn shutdown D. I don't want him facing more than 25 shots. That's the end of that. All right, let's see. Yeah, sure. Sit for Toronto. Okay, wait. Okay, so Schomer's not a fan of sitting for Toronto, letting Joe in. You got to let Joe play against his former team, brother. You got to let Thornton play against his former team. That's just the rules, man. That's just the rules. You don't sign a guy who's how old, 42, 44, whatever he is, and then tell him, nah, man, you can't get any minutes against your former team. That's just, you can't do that. Yeah, Patrick, yeah, I did it with the hose back before, right? Yeah, that was probably in the summer that I did that one. Can't do it now because the water coming out of there is too cold. But once the water warms up, spring or summer, I'll do another one. It won't be the same because I won't have to chase him. He's not going to run and get away from me anymore. He could trot. That's about it. Of course, I'm a lot slower too now, so maybe I could trot after him. And I just have like a heart attack trotting after him. That would make a good video, I think. All right, let's see. I know I missed something up here. I didn't want to miss. All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. Ryan says the only thing guaranteed in life is a Barkov shorty. Yeah, man. That was a beautiful play between Barkov and Lundell. There's no way around that, man. Barkov gets the steal, puts it to Lundell. Lundell waits that second. Wasn't even a second. It was beautiful. He waited. Barkov, perfect position. It wasn't even a great pass, too. It was kind of bouncing. I thought Barkov was going to miss it, and he buried it. It was beautiful. All right, let's see. Yeah, Frank, again, Frank's got one extra ticket for tonight's game. Frank has one extra ticket for tonight's game. Somebody hook up with Frank, man. Frank don't want to go alone, man. Right? I don't blame you, man. Plus, but I think maybe Frank just wants you to split the parking. I don't know. That's a joke. That's a joke. I'm sure it's his treat, man. But yeah, thanks, Frank. Yeah, he's got one extra ticket, guys. All right, this is not a game we want to miss. We won't be home again. We won't have a home game for a long time after this, right? Not until second, third week of February. So get on it. All right, Jeremy, you're on the way to the game, but Joe hat trick. Jeremy, if Thornton gets a hat trick, I will do the recap topless outside, and it'll be about 15 degrees by then. If Thornton gets a hat trick, by the way, Frank, you don't owe me $10,000. Unfortunately, you don't owe me. Although Tippett did kind of have a hat trick. He missed the open net 3 times. That's got to be worth something, man. That's got to be worth something. All right, let's see. Hey, Vincent's at the game. All right, bud. Jeremy, scratch Tippett or Frank? Well, Frank is scratched for Joe. Frank is scratched for Jumbo Joe. Let's see. All right. I'll let you off the hook, brother Gene. Patrick, yeah, Fluffy is the star, man. Fluffy is the star. Do you know Do you know, y'all hold your head together for this one. Do you know that Stu made a suggestion to me that I should change the name of the channel because it doesn't have hockey in the name? And I'm still speaking to him. He did this. This was a couple months ago. This wasn't recent. But he actually suggested that I should change the name of the channel and take Fluffy's name out of it. I know. I'm speechless too. All right, let's see. Shomer, you would have gone. Well, get driving, man. Get driving. Hey, Gene, I know we could drive that drive quick. We've driven that drive pretty quick, man. Don't spill your plan, Frank. Sorry, no, Frank's covering everything, man. You don't got to pay for parking. You don't have to pay for drinks or nothing, man. Nothing at all. He's got it covered. All right, let's see. My mouse. I got to do something. All of a sudden today, the mouse on my laptop has just been wigging out. All right, so I'm at the bottom of the chat. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Stu must be smoking that Krills, Patrick. You know what's funny is I didn't even respond to the text. I love you, Stu. If you watch this later, man, you're my brother. But that was Cocoa Puffs. Hey, Jeff is here. Someone has to shut out. That I can say. How you doing, Otto? How you doing, buddy? Let me get a drink. All right, let's see. Chris, you don't understand why we don't play Heppo more than we do. Kid got an overtime game winner in his first game. Huge potential. Heppo, Lundell are the future Barkov and Hubie on this team. Let's look at that. I mean, you're going to see a lot of that next year, right? Because somebody had brought it up on the chat the other day. Tippett, Mammon, Marchment, and Luosterainen. None of those guys are signed for next year. None of them. You got to figure two of them are going to be out the door, and most likely you're going to be looking at Heponiemi and Dianasenko as the most likely possible replacements. So I think you're looking at next year with those guys. There's just so much depth on this team right now. But you may see them come in towards the end, right? If you see somebody like Tippett or Vetrano or both of them get moved, then we'll have some space. So I don't necessarily disagree, but I think we'll get that wish next year for sure. Dag Nicholson, is Mammon playing? No, he's on IR, bud. He's on IR. They put him on IR the last game, so he's out until after the All-Star break. So that's unfortunate because he was playing well. Jeremy says Heppo should be up and Tippett should probably be in the AHL. It's interesting. But the thing is, can you send – well, Tippett, yeah, Tippett's waiver exempt because we already sent them down. Look, here's the thing with that. And I've said this before, guys. They're going to give Tippett every possible opportunity in the world because of his draft status and because we do need good, cheap, young talent. We do. And if he could develop to being – if he could show enough potential now that he's going to be a solid 15, 20 goal guy, you're probably going to want to keep him because you could probably sign him to a cheap bridge deal, a couple of years, maybe $1.50, right? And we're gonna need cheap guys because we've got so many bigger contracts that that's why they're giving Tippett so many opportunities anyway. All right, I saw something here I'm interested in. Let's see. ZB Mono, thanks for coming out. Fluffy's hockey talk or Fluffy's Panther talk? It's mostly Panthers, right? It's mostly Panthers. I don't blow smoke up anybody's butt. I don't watch enough of the other hockey teams to have a real educated opinion. Like, I'm not the hockey guy, right? So I don't, unfortunately, I have other things I have to do. I don't have a lot of time to watch other games. I know enough to have a conversation. And if other fans and other teams come in and talk, we usually do. But yeah, for the most part, it's Panthers talk. But that as the season goes on, as we get into the playoffs, so we'll be covering in the playoffs, so we'll be covering other games. I won't be just doing the Panther stuff. So, all right, let's see. Jeremy says Tippett can shoot, stick handle. It's more his skate. Yeah, he's not fast. He's not fast. I agree with that, man. Nerfo, hopefully Heponiemi and Denisenko's are regular next year. I think we're not going to have a choice there. Those 4 guys we're not going to re-sign. Not going to re-sign them all. Thornton's not going to be here. Vetrano's not going to be here. So those guys are going to get a big opportunity next season. All right, here we go. Ryan Little, who do I think is more important when it comes to bringing physicality, Marchment or Lomberg? Lomberg, and that's because he has that extra added. He has that thing where he can get under the other team's skin, right? Not that Marchment can't, but if I had to pick one, I'm going to pick Ryan Lomberg pretty much most of the time. And Jeremy immediately disagrees with me. But it's not like it's a big, it's not like it's a big gap between them, right? Wish we could have them all, but there's just not room. There's just not room for them all, And Marchment, when he plays hard, I mean, look, I'm thinking about it, but Lomberg's got scoring ability too. I like them both, man. Out of those 4 that we've talked about, Tippett, Marchment, Luostarinen, and Mammon, to me, the 2 must-keeps are Marchment and Luostarinen. Those are the 2 must-keeps. And I know that's a surprise because I'm a big Tippett fan. But, all right, let's see. How about Panther Hockey Recap sponsored by Flying Fluffy and the Puppets? Oh, man. I know. I'm not so sure how many people would appreciate the puppet stuff. Listerine is going away and Achari is getting his spot back. That's not happening, Jeff. That's not going to happen. Billy Lindsay told me that's not going to happen. So you go fight it out with him. Ryan Little Lomberg. Wait a minute. Now that's funny. That's funny, Dag. I don't know if you meant to make the joke, but that's perfect because Ryan's first name is Ryan. I don't know if you meant to do that or not, Dag, but that's pretty damn good. That's pretty funny, man. All right, let's see. Gunga Ginga. I hope I got that right. I hope I didn't butcher that. You're new to hockey. It's fun to watch. Yes, it is. Absolutely, it absolutely is. Once you get to a live game, you're addicted. You ever go see a game in person, you realize the other sports in person they suck compared to hockey, especially football. Football it's an experience, but there's so much time in between the plays and everything like that. With hockey, you can't catch a breath. All right, Dag says you just got a huge Florida Panthers banner. Going to pull it on your wall. Outstanding. Wonderful. Old logo or the new logo? Let's see. Jonathan, Uyghur and the Chikrin trade thoughts. My thought about that is I thought about that while Stu and I were talking the other day, and I decided not to bring it up because I had a feeling that would piss Stu off. That's the truth. That's the truth. If you watch the video that we did together, not the one with the other guy, but if you watch the one that we did together, there was a point in there when we were talking about it, and I was thinking, Uyghur's going to be 30 when he signs that contract. What about just 1 for 1? I thought about it, but we had to cut the video short. So that would have been it's the problem with that is chemistry. In terms of on the ice play and in terms of salary, I wouldn't personally cry, but the chemistry of the team would be too big of a problem. And if you want to know more about that type of thing, go watch the video that we did with Billy Lindsay, and I asked him about the Stu Barnes trade and the effect that had on the 97 team, and he was almost in tears talking about it. He was very, very open about it, and he said it gutted the locker room, and they kind of felt like they had an opportunity taken away from them. So you have to be careful chemistry-wise who you remove from the team. That may make sense physically on the ice, but in that locker room, I think that would cause a massive problem, which is why I didn't want to bring it up to Stu, because I know that's what he would have said. All right, let's see. Chris says, who played the best Joker, Phoenix or – oh, boy. That's really a tough one. That's really a tough one. I kind of like Ledger. Not going to lie. It's close. It's kind of like Ryan Lomberg and Marchment. Can we have both? But if I had to pick one, I'd go with Ledger a little bit. But that's just my personal preference. Automatic says, how the hell did I get 25 viewers? Frank has an extra ticket. That's how, Jeff. Don't forget, guys, Frank Salazar is in the chat with us, and he's got an extra ticket for tonight's game. Hurry up. Hurry up. Or I'm sure at some point he's going to find some hot chick to give it to, and then that's going to be the end of that. How did I get 25 viewers? Hey, like Jeff, the Lundell video I made just pushed over 1,300 views. YouTube likes that one. I'm going to start making more non-recap videos. Yeah. I'm going to start finding more stuff to rant about just NHL-wise and just make like a daily rant. How about that? The daily rant with Jaws. And I'll just pick a subject. If nothing happens in hockey, I'll bitch about football. That way I get the rant out that I'm not getting with the recaps anymore. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Hell with it. I'm going to do it. All right. Thank you, Brother Gene, for welcoming everybody. Let's see. Matthew says you want Lomberg to try and get more slot chances. Every time he scores, the crowd goes berserk. Yeah, he's been a little bit quiet. He's been a little bit quiet lately. Tonight might be the kind of game where he gets a shot there, right? Zonk! Oh boy. How much do I think Lundell's contract will cost in 3 years? Ding, 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 and ding, Damn, that's a good question. That's a good question, because if he continues to play at this level, see, like Vasilevsky, and I know it's a different position, but the point with that is that Vasilevsky didn't really get a bridge deal, right? He went from his rookie deal to superstar. And it's impossible that could happen with Lundell, right? Now, I know we don't have Talon as GM, but at some point, are we really going to be able to afford Barkov and Bennett and Lundell? There's going to have to be a discussion somewhere in there at some point. And Barkov ain't going anywhere. Jeez. I mean, if he continues at this pace, it depends on what you want to do, right? I mean, if you're going to give him a bridge deal, I don't know, man. I'm afraid to give a number there. I mean, I keep thinking 5, right? But how long, how many years is he going to take 5 for? He's on pace for just about 20 goals this season in his rookie season. If he has a year where he has 25, 30 goals, I don't see him taking 5. You know what I mean? So it's a really good question. Eventually there'll be guys that we won't be able to pay everybody. You know what I mean? It's a really good question, man. All right, let's see. Right, emotionally, Matthew Jean, exactly. You got the new logo. You got it for Christmas. Excellent, Dag. All right, let's see. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here because I think I'm missing stuff. My mouse is not working, guys. I apologize. All right, Richard's saying tonight is Whalers night here in Carolina. The Sharks, it's Whalers night, huh? Tire the Sharks out. You play them tomorrow afternoon. No problem. We got your back. Nerfle, Bennett's probably going to be gone for cap reasons. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that on Twitter just because I don't want to make anybody upset. But long term, I don't see how. There's no way we can afford all 3. Lundell's going to be too good. And don't forget, we got to re-sign Huberdeau. There's just only so much money. That's why I like Luostarinen. Because when that eventually happens, Barkov, Lundell, Luostarinen, as long as he fixes his face-offs, and he will because he's a young guy, you got to think long-term with these guys, right? So that's my guess there anyway. Oh, Sir William. All right, buddy. The Lundell is mic'd up tonight. Outstanding. Outstanding. Beautiful. I hope he scores a goal and says, I told you I'm not getting traded or something good like that. Hey, Milanic, let's go Panthers. Greetings from Finland. All right, all right. I appreciate that. This is awesome. We got a lot of good new people in the stream. Chris says, you do expect San Jose to improve at least a little bit now with the Kane cancer removed from their locker room. You wish them luck moving forward, just not tonight. Exactly. Exactly. Danny M., new name to the channel. Appreciate that. Tonight, we might be our first game over 16,000. Woo! That'd be beautiful. There was a lot of people in the stands the other night, but now this is the weekend, right? Yeah, it's Saturday. That's a good point. It's going to be loud. It's going to be loud. And I got, like I said, come out on fire. First period, get forward, get that crowd going with the We Want 10 chant. Beautiful thing. All right, we got lineups, Vincent. Let's see. Barkov for Hagee, Tippett, Huberdeau, Bennett, Duclair, Marchment, Lundell with Reinhardt, Lomberg, Luosterainen, and Thornton. That way, that's it. That's good. And then what do we got? We got Uyghur Ekblad, Forsling, Gudis, Carlson, Montour. Good. Dominic S. Yeah, Jumbo Joe hat trick. Somebody say that up above. And it's 20 degrees outside. If Jumbo Joe gets a hat trick, I will do the post game topless outside. I'm wearing a hat though. I'll take the hat. I'll throw the hat in the snow and I'm putting it back on. If Joel gets a hat trick, yeah, that something's got to happen, right? Nerful says there's no tickets left on Ticketmaster, and you heard that 17,000 tickets should be sold. Well, were sold. Yeah, you guys get with Frank. I don't know if he's still in the chat. Frank, if you're there, shout out. He's got an extra ticket for tonight. Forsling is our best defensive defenseman. Yep, you will find that opinion multiple times here on this channel, courtesy of Stu. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree there. All right, let's see. All right, let me scroll up a little bit. I'll clear up the bottom. See if I missed anything up here. Dag says Huey's been absolutely ridiculous lately. Yep, that's what happens when Lundell is the difference because these guys don't have to take all of the heavy duty ice time. Lundell's taking a lot of them for them. Imagine Lundell and Barkov together. Well, they won't. Well, they'd be 1 and 2. They'd be 1 and 2 since they're both centers. But that will eventually happen. Just don't tell Sam Bennett. Don't tell Sam Bennett. Right? We love Sam Bennett. All right, let's see. Matthew saying, do reactions to things around the league. Yeah. I'm going to be working on that. That's a good point, Matthew. Yeah. I didn't want to touch the Kane video. I made a Kane video in the off season when the whole thing started with his girlfriend and all of that, or was his wife, whatever it was. I did make a Kane video. But yeah, that's going to start happening here in the next week or two. I want to add in, I wanted to wait till I was good and comfortable with what I was doing because it is a lot more content than I'm normally producing, right? I'm doing 3 videos per game now. So now I want to add in some NHL content, like after the review with Stu, before the live stream, have something come out like, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But that'll be NHL based. Let's see. You say, Jeff says Cesar Romero was the best choker. That's interesting. All right. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here. Dag, Lundell and Barkov in the penalty kill is key. That's just no joke there. Lundell is so good for a rookie, for a kid on the PK. He's going to be so. You guys got to also understand, he's a shoot first type of guy, right? Where Barkov, we've yelled at him for years for being pass first mentality. Lundell, he's got that swagger, man. He wants to shoot. He wants to score. And that's going to be, the kid is going to be ridiculous. All right, let's see. Matthew says there was something on Sportsnet that said Ovi or Hubie for Hart. Right? Yeah, it's going to be those two guys, right? It's going to be one of those two guys. Let's see. Danny says we should be selling out every game the way we've been playing. You went to 4 games during the winter break. The games are amazing, yes, but I think sellouts like 20,000. It's like just about 20,000. We've got one of the biggest arenas in hockey. And so, like, if we have a night where we only got 13,000, it looks awful, right? The sellouts will come. The sellouts will come. The playoffs will be sold out. But I believe a sellout, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, give me the number. But it's just under 20, right? All right, let's see. Milanic says, if you want to win, you need a fin or a few of them. No doubt. No doubt. Ice in the veins, man. Ice in the veins, Milanic. Right? Jeff says we need D-Mac to come back just for the PK. Every once in a while they show him on the bench, and he looks like he would like to get back out there. All right, Gene says, my man Bennett from day one, he kicked his ass all over the place to produce prior to his first game played, and he's been nothing but spectacular. You're welcome. That's true. That is true. My brother was just like, bitch. He pulled the jaws. He was bitching about Bennett before he even got on the ice. How much do I think, Danny? How much do I think we're getting tonight? A couple people said 6. I'm going to go with that. Let's get 6. Well, let's get 10, but 6 is probably more realistic, right? So, Jeremy says the sellout is 20,000 and 27.7. Okay, yeah. So that makes sense, right? When the seat tarps were up and our attendance sucked, it would be 17, right? Oh, okay. I get you. Yeah, that makes it. I remember that. I remember the tarps. Oh, man. That's right. I remember seeing that. Jeez. Right? And didn't they do something else, too? Well, I guess that's what it was, because they weren't selling tickets in those seats. Yeah. I remember those days, man. So, yeah, sell out 20,000 is a lot for a hockey game. That's a lot, especially in that market, especially a weekday, 7 o'clock start. That's going to be tough. That's tough. But if we're going to be getting 16, 17,000, that place is going to be rocking tonight, man. They're going to be loud. They're going to be loud. Let me see if I've heard from Stu. Oh, Stu. I don't feel bad for Stu anymore, man. He's having king crab legs. So Stu is with a woman having king crab, and the woman won't let him watch the hockey game. What do we think about that, guys? What do we think about that? It's with the woman. You know he paid for the king crabs. She won't let him watch the hockey game. He's going to have to run home to watch the hockey game. I got to send the guy updates. Let's see. We'll score. The opponent pulls the goalie, and we put on the Duke. Yeah, right? Richard, the Panthers have come a long way. Attendance-wise, you were at one game in October 2019. The place was empty, no atmosphere, and you were at the game earlier this year with a great atmosphere. Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's really been a big change. It's really been a big change. South Florida, if you win, they will come. And the Marlins ain't winning, and the Heat ain't winning, and the Dolphins ain't winning, and the Hurricanes ain't winning. See what I'm saying? The Panthers is it. That's it. South Florida fans want to be part of a winner, and they're going to get that opportunity. It's a beautiful thing. Dominic, when do I think we're going to get 10 at home? That's a good question. Maybe one of those February games, maybe one of the makeup games, right? Especially depending on like who we play and when that other team has been playing. There may be some funky results around the NHL with those games, right? Because like we've got like 2 weeks off, then we've got 4 games in 8 days, and who knows when the other teams will be playing. So maybe then. I like that idea. Yeah, Zong says she's got to go. A boomer is simping. Matthew Jean. Richard says tell Stu to find a new woman. And Jeff says Stu was saying he's with the girl who has crabs on her legs. I just read it wrong. Dag, you want to know about thoughts on Zuccarello? Did something happen? Did something happen there? That's one of those. I'm not privy to any information there. In terms of if something happened there. Brother Gene says we get to 7 tonight. Oh, you're saying if we get to 7, we'll get 10. All right, hold on a second. I gotta check one thing here. I got something that came up on my. All right. What are we asking about Zuccarello? Is this a situation where is he available? Is that what we're asking? I'm looking at his stats now. I'm looking, what he's doing this year. He's been around for forever. In terms of would I bring him here, if that's the question, Pavelski. Pavelski is the guy. That's the name somebody brought up on the lives on the Discord. That's the name I'd be interested in. Reunite him with Joe. Not that I want to bolt on the ice at the same time, but Pavelski's had a really good year. Zuccarello's not bad. But I see. What do I think about him as a player? He's been around for forever, man. To be honest with you, bud, I haven't watched him enough to have a real huge opinion. The times that I've seen him, I know that he's one of those players that's a pain in the ass to play against. That's what I can say. He's definitely one of those guys where you want him on your team, right? You want him on your team, and not the other way around. What do I got? I got a couple of minutes here, guys. Dag, when is Achari set to return, man? I don't know. He went on the road trip. He went on the Canadian road trip, and you would assume that meant he was going to possibly be ready to play, but he wasn't. So they've been really, really, like tight-lipped, like no information. Like the only thing they've said is Achari is on the ice. That's like all we know. That's literally all we know. All right, let's see. There goes Jeff. Let's go, Brandon Montour. Yeah, YouTube, there's a Montour after that. You see that? That's the guy's name. That's the guy's name, man. Oh, man. All right, we got a couple minutes here. Chris says, did I ever watch Barry Melrose coach? You remember when he was the only one talking about hockey on SportsCenter? And even then, he barely got screen time. Yeah, I remember that, Chris. I used to watch that. I used to watch him, I believe. Well, he was around. He was on TV. He was on SportsCenter around the time of when the Panthers were winning, in the early years. But because I remember I was in the Air Force 90, 91, and I used to work. No, when was that? No, it wasn't when I was in the Air Force. I was working at a Comfort Inn. This is what I remember. I was working at a Comfort Inn, the night shift. And I remember SportsCenter would come on. And I believe that's when Melrose was on. And, yeah, he was like the only guy that would talk hockey. And everybody would kind of sit around and look at him like, is he going to shut up at any point? We don't care. Yeah, I remember that. I absolutely remember that. And Melrose is old. But he doesn't look it, right? Hey, Bud the Monkey says Flying Poopy. Flying Poopy's not at the game. It's packed. Beautiful, beautiful. Mike, 230,000 followers on TW. Do I have 230,000 followers? I don't think I do. I wish I did. The Heat Daddy is at the game tonight. Mike, thanks for coming out to the channel. And you're correct. Barry Melrose is a vampire. He's actually a vampire, man. All right, so real quick, guys. Did anybody? Frank disappeared, so I don't know. I gotta get Frank's number. I gotta get Frank's number so I can text him. I just read what my brother texted me. It's not. I can't read it on the air. Oh, Brother Gene? Did you text me something else that I should say? This is what happens now. Now my brother and Stu text me to say stuff. No, okay, there we go. All right. I got a couple of minutes, guys. I got to get downstairs, get the game on. 6-2 Panthers. I appreciate everybody coming out to the stream. This was good. This is a lot of fun. I can't wait till we get, once the playoffs come, who knows how many people are going to be in here. It's going to be a beautiful thing. And Bud, yeah, he should be with Joe Pavelski. Either way, that'd be Joe and Joe. Oh, it'd be the JoJo line. Oh, that's got to happen. That's got to happen, man. And you can't put him with you, Levy, because is there anybody else with J? Is there anybody else with the last name or first name with J on the team? Because you put them together, it'd be like the Triple J line. I'd have to think about that. All right, guys. Oh, I see. In section 230. I gotcha. All right. So Stu kept interrupting me in my interview. I couldn't get my Pavelski point. Yeah, Stu interrupts on occasion. I step on him too. I do it too. It's a work in progress, right? All right, guys. I appreciate it, man. I got to run down there and get this DirecTV going. Much obliged. I will see you guys after the 6-2 victory with the Panthers. And I'll see you guys with the recap right after the game. All right.